even if I touch a meal. And do it through the pain, I don't need the pain. And life gon' get me down, but it won't break my will. Cause I've been chasing this so long, I can't give up. I won't give in, been through too much. I done prayed for the money, I done prayed for the fame. I done prayed that I will make a sacrifice and play this game. I done prayed that my life would never be the same. I done prayed that I will make it bring glory to my name.
So, like we were saying, we're talking about the Dallas New York Giants game. I obviously there he is. Obviously, as a defensive-minded person as myself, which I love a good offense. I made my bread and butter on offense at first. But that was a beautifully played game defensively. I loved it. Now, here's my caveat, because I live out here. There's a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans. I'm still waiting to cast judgment on the Dallas Cowboys offense until the offense gets challenged. Because obviously, now I'm not saying I don't think they're going to be bad, but I got to wait and see because Dak only had 177 passing yards. I think he had a passing touchdown, one passing touchdown, no interceptions, which is good because last year he tied for the league at most interceptions. So no interceptions is good. But their defense literally set them up the entire game. And I was talking to my buddy Paul about how Paul Angulo, I know a lot of Pauls, about how this could be a situation where the defense is so good, the offense leans on the defense a little too much. And when the defense needs the offense to kind of carry their own weight, they could crumble. I've been on a team like that in 2015 at University of Missouri. We had the top 5 defense in the country. Our offense was second to last. If you go look through that schedule, we finished 5-7. We lost to Georgia 9-6. That's what kind of team, because they relied on our defense so much. We really should have won 10 games. There's only 2 games on that schedule we really should have lost. There he is. But beautiful game. I mean, Micah, I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I'm a Micah Parsons fan. I'm a Dak Prescott fan. Watching Micah Parsons play that game, oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Are we going to go ahead and address the elephant in the room or what?
I'm muted, so I'm gonna let the talking begin.
Man, say what you gotta say. I'm driving right now.
That boy Calvin saw it. He's like, he in a rush. Go ahead, man.
I ain't no rush. I'm rushing to get back home because I'm tired.
No, you in rush hour. Oh, hell no.
Bro. Can you see me?
Y'all ain't even moving.
Bro,
Damn.
no. I haven't even got on the interstate yet, my boy. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's how I'm feeling right now.
All righty. Well, Mitch, we're going to open up the floor. You got the hat on backwards. That's how you know.
All right, I'm going to go on mute because I'm going to let him say what he has to say. Then I'm going to talk about the game because I know I was probably the only one that watched it from start to finish. And so Calvin was there. Calvin, were you at Jay's? No, you weren't at Jay's.
Nah, I went over to Woozy's after and watched the UFC fight, which I want to talk about that junk too.
All right, so I'm going to go on mute because I'm trying to do better and not interrupting. So, you know what? Here we go. Floor is yours, man.
Is it supposed to be me? What am I saying? I'm talking about the Titans game? Is that what I'm talking about? Oh, I don't have much. It's nothing shocking. The only thing that it's just shocked to Mark for some reason. That outcome doesn't shock anybody that follows the NFL or sports or knows that the Titans are just not a very good team. You have to have a quarterback in this league. They don't have a quarterback in. They don't have one on the roster. Will Levis is not the answer. Malik Willis was not the answer. That you can't win games in this league without a quarterback, and they don't have a quarterback. So until they get a quarterback, then I will start to pay attention to the Tennessee Titans. But any notion of them winning a division versus Trevor Lawrence, it's not happening. It's not happening. So that's all I have to say about it. I also can't stand the Titans fans. I don't like giving them shit, and that's what I do. That's what I give shit to Mark for. But I mean, he's more than welcome to continue to make bets. Is it the Chargers? They have Chargers next. I'm guessing up on the schedule. If you want to put another $40, I'll be the open bank to take all your money because that's just how it's going to work. You don't win games in this league without quarterbacks, and Ryan Tannehill is not a quarterback.
What is he?
He's hot trash, is what he is.
All right. Am I free to rebuttal now?
Wait, I think who could we compare Ryan Tannehill to? Who had the 3 interceptions? He was just as Baker Mayfield played better than him this weekend. I don't know if y'all watched Baker. That boy was fucking cooking.
Yeah, there's a lot. Hey, technically, if you want to get technical, Josh Allen was probably the worst quarterback statistically all weekend.
Josh Allen did have a really bad week, but Josh Allen also had a week against top 5 defense. So at home,
Saints have a very good defense, but I'm not going to defend Tannehill. I still think this team wins the division. I saw a lot defensively. They're just going to be a menace defensively. They gave up 1 touchdown, and that was the result of Ryan Tannehill throwing a pick at our own 20-yard line, and it took Derek Carr the 3rd down to get the ball in the end zone on that. They only gave up 1 touchdown all game. Ryan Tannehill was terrible. He was awful. He's the whole reason they lost the game. And even with the 3 interceptions, what's crazy is they only lost by 1 damn point. And you go back and watch the tape. He not only did he throw 3 picks, he missed 3 guys that would have walked into the end zone. And I mean walked. He missed Tajay Spears down the sideline. Bad, really bad. He missed Chiga Okonkwo down the sideline. Really bad. He would have walked in the end zone. Titans could have won that game going away easily. Also, I know we're going to, you referees, but I do think there was a suspect call. I think we got a strip sack, returning for a touchdown. They called it back. Looked like kind of the same play that happened to Josh Dobbs last year, playing the Jaguars in the last game, where the ball was sitting in his hand and it started to move before he moved forward with the ball, but it was so bang that they brought it back. That was points off the board. And it's a tough loss. I mean, no way to shake about it, but I was very intrigued by the defense. I thought D-Hop played pretty well, 7 catches, 65 yards, considering his quarterback threw 3 picks and was god-awful. D-Hop still got his. I didn't like the play calling. They took Derrick Henry out way too much. And when Derrick Henry touched the ball, he looked like vintage Derrick Henry. He threw that one guy out the club early.
I saw that.
And when he was gashing him 4 or 5 yards every time he touched the ball. He took a screen pass. This is how bad Ryan Tannehill was.
He had over 100 total yards.
Yeah, 52 yards receiving for Derrick Henry. That was half of Tannehill's output passing. The other half was the Hop. So,
quarterbacks win you games, Mark. You gotta accept that.
You're right. Your boy looked real good Thursday night.
Who, Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, he looked bad.
I mean,
the interception wasn't his fault. Pick 6 wasn't his fault. But he looked bad. The receivers looked bad. I got news for Kansas City fans, whether they like it or not. Chris Jones is going to be a free agent eventually. He signed a 1-year deal, but, I mean, come on. We all know what he's going to go for. He's going to go for the bag after that 1 year's done, the highest paid defensive player, because was it Nick Bosa Friday signed that contract with the Niners to be the highest paid defensive player in league history?
176, 76 mil.
That's the highest contract for a defensive player in NFL history, if I'm not mistaken. So that's where that's going. Listen, as great as Patrick is, he's gonna have to take the Brady approach and just take less money and just build a team around him. He can't do it all by himself. And when you got guys that can't catch the fucking football, you're in trouble. They have no receivers outside of Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I mean, but
and that showed up in a big way against a average Lions team.
First of all, the Lions are not average. They are a good team. They will be a good playoff. Win their division.
They're not going to win their division.
They will absolutely win their division. You want behind us
over the Vikings?
How much we putting on it, Finest? You can be our arbiter of bets
Over the Vikings? You're gonna tell me?
over the Viking. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness! Ah,
But you
Mark,
want how much?
that's crazy. I put money on the Vikings for sure. I mean, they just had a bad week one. A lot of teams had a bad week one. Kansas City had a bad week one. I mean, there's a lot of teams that got upset that shouldn't had no business losing. As soon as Aaron Rodgers' Achilles popped off his bone, Bill should have took that game over. There's a lot of. I mean, look at the Bengals, bro. Joe Burrow was terrible. 88 yards passing.
Yeah, they got leveled by the Browns.
Destroyed. Absolutely murdered. So these top quarterbacks who are supposed to be the top guys in this league, they all played kind of like crap this first week. They're going to get their shit together. I mean, Justin Jefferson, this is why the Vikings are still going to division. Even though they lost the game, Justin Jefferson still had 150 yards receiving. They just have no run game now since they let go of Dalvin.
The Lions will win that division.
You think so, Mitch?
$20.
Absolutely.
A quick dub, Mark, Mitch.
$20 for a division.
$20. That's it.
I'm saying that's where we started. 20 going once. We're going to up
I'll up it to 60.
60, 60.
Whoa.
Mark, you call?
Shit.
Are we catching or are you folding? What, 60?
I could do 60.
I'll go to 100.
I did gave him 50 last week, even though he said it was 40.
It was 40. I sent you back your mark.
I know you did. I appreciate that. Thank you for your honesty.
All right, 60, 60 going once. We got 60. Mitch raised 60. Mark called 60, 60. Mitch, we good with 60?
100.
100, 100. We're up to 100. Mark, do you call? Do you match?
I'll do 100.
Match. We got 100, 100, 100 going once for Mark, 100 going once for Mitch.
I'm not going to bankrupt Mark. I'll keep it at
You ain't
$100.
gonna bankrupt me, homie. I don't got that many bills.
You'll have 4 months to come up with the $100, Mark, and it's fine.
I already have it for you. I already have it. I got my 100. I'm not worried about it. I lose that in a weekend gambling.
That's elite team.
It is official as of.
I just don't think the Lions are as good as you think they are, and the Vikings will beat them. And I'd honestly go as far as to say Green Bay looked really freaking good, surprisingly. Really good against the Bears.
Also the Bears.
I know, but the Bears, we all thought were going to be really good this year.
Who?
A lot of people in the media. I did. A lot of people because they picked up all those receivers for Justin Fields.
The Lions have been the favorite to win that division training camp.
That's insane. If I would have thrown all my money on the Vikings.
Favorite.
It's incredible. Why? Because they got rid of Dalvin Cook?
Yeah, because the Vikings aren't that good.
There's a lot. I tell you what, 49ers look like the team to beat in the NFC after week one. I'm just going to flat out say it.
Yeah, Niners look like that's the favorite.
Eagles didn't look very good to me. They didn't look like what they were last year in terms of just. I mean, I don't think that's a very good Patriots team, and they struggled.
The Dolphins look fun until hurt.
Yeah, Tua going for what, 460 on the Chargers?
466.
466. I mean,
Tyree had two.
Until you're right, and they're going to be the. I mean, the AFC East is still loaded. I mean, I guess it's still going to be the Bills Dolphins now that A-Rod is done for the year, but that defense for the Jets is definitely going to keep them in every game. Every game.
Finest, you might know a little bit more about Achilles is not like an ACL. That's your recovery. That's your year and a half, borderline year to get over that shit.
It's about the same as the ACL. It depends on with the problem with the ACL. It's gonna depend. Like for Aaron Rodgers, it was probably just a year. If you're a bigger guy, like if you're an offensive lineman, it's probably a little longer because you're heavier.
I didn't watch the video, but apparently in the video you can see it like separating from his bone, just popping off. Like
Okay,
that
so-
was the same injury to KD, right? When he landed and you just saw
Yeah.
it separate from the bone. That it was the same thing, Rogers.
But it says that turf, the astroturf, artificial turf.
Yeah, it's a turf, and I mean, I understand like in terms of the benefits of turf, in terms of cost benefits to, if it's college or if it's pro, the maintenance is bare minimal on turf, but and all that all natural grass, man, saves a lot of ACLs, MCLs, PCLs, and Achilles.
Is it really playing like on an ice rink when you're on the turf?
What I'll say, it is different. The problem is if you're gonna play on turf, you got to practice on turf.
Yeah,
Play on grass, you got to practice on grass. A lot of these teams are probably practicing on grass. And they're playing on turf. That's the problem.
that's what happened to Derrick Henry when he broke his foot in Indianapolis.
Yeah, but people move faster on turf. There's less resistance, right?
Yes, they do. You don't have to worry about mud or whatever. Yes. I only played on turf once in my life, and that was in high school. That shit hurts.
I mean, I didn't mind. I like playing on turf, me personally, because it was.
What's it, Mizzou? Is it Mizzou's? At your time, their field was turf, all right? Still turf. So y'all probably had a practice turf field too and all that. So you got used to that shit.
Yeah, well, no, our practice fields were grass. We actually practiced on. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It makes no sense, but our indoor facility was turf, but we didn't practice indoor.
Unless it was.
Yeah, like raining or.
Right.
But we practiced on grass.
That's dangerous. They say that's what causes that shit quickly. And plus, you need turf cleats and all that shit to get good grip inside the turf. It's a whole thing. Which most cleats are turf grade anyway now, but
yeah, if you look, a lot of these they're saying that just happened in week one or due to the whole turf thing that the NFL is trying to move to.
Yeah, I mean Titans they got that brand new turf though that's supposed to be more of a grass field, like actual grass. Like they got this new artificial turf. You could look this up if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to feel like more of a natural surface than an artificial surface. And they're doing that because they're building the new stadium, obviously, and that's going to be artificial turf. It's a dome, so.
Right. Mitch.
Hang on. Alabama is just not that great of a football team this year.
Bro, I have a theory about the whole SEC right now. And I hate to say it because I'm the biggest SEC homer that's ever lived. Ever. I just don't think the SEC is very good this year. As a whole, I just don't think. I honestly, bro, I know Georgia's winning blowouts, but they haven't looked great doing it.
No, they're
especially
not
in the first half.
Order.
This might be the year we don't get a playoff team. It pains me to say that. Now, I mean, Georgia could run the table.
It's cap.
That's the SEC champion, a 2-loss team.
And then it's going to be Georgia because I think Georgia is probably still the best. But I mean, the whole league is definitely down. It's just not as good. I'm assuming I'm going to lean the way the transfer portal is probably kind of even things out here. NIL, obviously. But yeah, Texas look great, man. They look phenomenal.
I don't think Alabama's that good.
I agree.
I think that they're like
that good. Like that good isn't what?
Like I mean, they're probably 8-4, 9-3. I mean,
yeah,
good.
We're speaking on Alabama standards here. Per Nick Saban standards, they're not that good this year.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I don't even know what the fuck Auburn's doing. What is Auburn doing? I haven't seen one of them.
They blew out UMass and they barely beat Cal at Cal. Barely beat Cal, like 14-10. Probably shouldn't have lost the game, to be honest.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss has looked good. I mean, they played Mercer and blew them out, obviously. They beat Tulane, but they did struggle with Tulane early.
Well, in bench Tulane's top 25.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying Tulane's a scrub, but I'm just saying if you would think, you would think Ole Miss would handle that a little better. South Carolina's terrible. I mean, that got proven this weekend when North Carolina won in double overtime versus Appalachian State. And they gave up.
Spencer Rattler's really not that bad. As much as I hate Spencer Rattler, he's not that bad, bro.
Well, he's two things, which is all quarterbacks, right? If you give him all day to throw the ball, he's a fucking Heisman winner.
But they think their offensive line is atrocious.
Bad, real bad. 9 sacks they gave up versus North Carolina. Yeah, not good. Not good. Trying to think here. Kentucky looked like crap. Barely beat Eastern Kentucky. I mean, I just don't. I watched all of my Commodores. They beat themselves like typical Vanderbilt games. I mean, no offense, Mitchell, but your Vols didn't look great versus Austin Peay.
Yeah, we had a rough game. They called a players only meeting this weekend about it. They can't catch the fucking ball. They don't. Milton will hit them, and then they don't catch it, and then it causes Milton to get in his head, and then fucking Milton becomes inaccurate. A little bit of that.
Mississippi State hasn't looked terrible. I mean, I just don't think the SEC is very good as a whole this year. And just one of those things. LSU, we all know what Florida State did to them. So,
well, I don't think Ohio State didn't look very good in their opener. They look like dogs.
No, they did. They struggled versus Indiana. You're going to hate me for saying this, but Notre Dame looks really good.
Yeah,
that quarterback they got is really good. Yep. He's a stud.
USC looks good.
They look, yeah, dude. Caleb's a monster. I know Florida's going to be really bad because they got smoked by Utah, and I mean, shit, Baylor just choked that game away. They were winning that. We choked it in the last 2 minutes. So Florida's not going to be very good. Which I'm interested in that game this week. What if they get up for Tennessee?
I think Bama only has 2 losses max this year.
Well, they just lost 1. So who else you got beating them?
I'm just saying max. Like, I think we're overreacting to Bama losing to a top tier team.
I'm not. I just don't think they have a quarterback.
I ain't drinking the
They've had seasons where they don't have quarterbacks, but I think we're overreacting. I'm gonna wait till week 4 before I catch you.
That's also true, Finis. They've had in the same year, those same years, they also had Derrick Henry at running back, Mark Ingram at running back. They don't have that at running back right now.
Ole Miss,
Alabama.
Well, so I'm looking. The only other they might take an L to Tennessee.
I don't know. Revenge game.
LSU.
We're just saying how
that's
LSU,
another revenge game, and they got both the Vols and LSU at home for revenge games. So,
well, we were just saying how LSU not gonna be shit. So,
I mean, Florida State donkey stomped them.
I'm gonna wait.
That quarterback's legit.
What y'all didn't do is name your boys' team, cause we undefeated.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch y'all versus Middle, but I did watch y'all versus North Dakota, and they didn't look great.
We're undefeated. We got a better record than Bama.
That's true. I mean, that's true. I'm not gonna argue that you're not undefeated.
I'm saying,
who do y'all got this week?
Kansas State sold out.
That's a loss.
Sold out against Kansas State, and then we got Memphis, then Vanderbilt. That's 3 in a row right there. Guaranteed.
Shit, you might lose to Memphis, Finis.
Guaranteed. And the LSU be tough. I think LSU be tough just because they're the West. They just built different.
You think y'all are beating Kansas State?
Kentucky, South Carolina, dubs. So we'll take 3 L's this year. We're gonna lose to LSU, Georgia, and Tennessee. We'll dog wash.
I think I'm not trying to be a dick here, but I think you're losing to Kansas State.
Oh no, Kansas State getting dog walked by 20.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm completely.
Y'all might take an L to Memphis, bro. Memphis is like that.
Memphis getting dog wall by 35. They non-conference. They can't come here. I'm not gonna fake it, bro. At SEC schools, when we're looking at our schedules, every non-conference game is already chalked up to a dub. I'm not gonna fake it to you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But when the SEC's at this level, when we talk about trying to make it, it's like we don't even think about non-conference games. It's who's our first SEC team. That's dead near how the mindset.
Because half the majority of the SEC plays cream puffs in the non-conference schedule most of the time.
When you're playing in the SEC, you have to.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying it should be a chalked up W.
Yeah, that's the point.
I'm not disagreeing. I understand it. I'm just saying.
If I'm a coach, I'm scheduling the weakest non-conference schedule possible. That gets me to 4 wins. I need 2 to go to a bowl every year.
Well, I think they got a new rule. I don't know if it's a rule or not, but it's like the SEC.
Yeah, it's not going to be 4 non-conference no more. It's going to be 2. But
it's not even that. They have to schedule at least 1 Power 5 in the non-conference now.
I don't think that's going to hold because when Texas and them finally move over, it's going to be a completely different system.
Well, that's true, but I'm just saying over the last 5 or 6 years, they required them to schedule 1 Power 5 opponent in the non-conference.
Well, still, but what I'm saying is, if I'm a head coach of a SEC school, or really any Power 5, but SEC, if let's say I find the weakest Power 5 I can schedule, and I schedule me absolute cream puffs, like Mark said, for my other 3. That means as a coach, I only need 2 wins conference play. I go to a bowl every year. And I think as a coach, if you make it to a bowl every year, you're probably keeping your job. Now, it's not guaranteed, but probably be okay in terms of longevity in your job if you're winning at least 6 games a year. Now, and then some years you'll win, so you'll finish 7-6. I'm talking worst case scenario, 6 games.
Wait. This again? I'm sorry. I was thinking about something else, and then I was listening to you. I thought, did you just say that an SEC school head coach is safe at 7 wins a year? Did you say that, or am I hearing this completely wrong?
That's not what I'm saying, but that's how that you're.
Maybe if you're at Vanderbilt, yeah. I don't think any of the other schools.
It's not about the 6. It's not about the 6 games. It's about going to a bowl every year. Is the difference maker.
Bro, eventually.
No, listen. I said
Jones and Jeremy Pruitt would still be the coaches of Tennessee.
You said what now?
You'd still have Butch Jones as the head coach of Tennessee.
No, but
Butch went to a bowl every year. That is true, except for his last year.
Yeah,
that's not every year then. And I'm saying, and again, you're missing my term. I'm not saying go win 6 games every year. I said minimum, worst case scenario, I still win 6 or 7. Is all I'm saying.
Scenario for every SEC team is 8 wins. That is the worst case.
No,
everybody. They're 8 wins.
It's not though.
Except for Vanderbilt.
That's not realistic though, because there's not enough games for every team to go 8 wins.
But that's what every team's fan base, which is. We lost you, Mark. Look, Finest. You say you don't care about but ultimately the fans are what keeps the coach or fires the coach. So you should care about it.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, they care. Trust me, the coaches, they care, but they don't. They care. They don't. They care. We care. They don't. Right? Because the fans are gonna boo you the fans will boo you and cheer for you. So you gotta care about the fans, but then you don't. Right?
But they're your job security.
Say it again.
The fans are your job security. If the fans to radio shows, local radio shows,
they start turning on you.
We lost Mark.
Yeah.
I think it's out of them.
Control whether or not the coach keeps their job.
No, the fans are a byproduct of the fans. So yes, but no, because the fans aren't your job security. The fans are a byproduct of how you're performing, and how you perform is your job security. So yeah,
but the fans get loud if you're only a 6-win team. If you're only a 6-win, 7-win team in the SEC, your fans are going to start chirping, and they're going to start chirping at radio stations. Then the pressure, the coach comes on a hot seat. National media starts talking about coach if he has another 7-win season this season. They're rid of him. I mean, it's all based around the fans.
no, it's based around the wins, and the fans are based around the wins.
But yes, the fans exacerbate the wins and the fans exacerbate the losses, which end up with.
You cut out a little bit at the end.
Which ends up with coaches on hot seats.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Now, what I'm saying is minimum. Remember, I'm talking like worst case scenario. You go 6 games, go to a bowl, win that game. It's not the season you want, but you'll be okay if that's where you end up every now and then. I'm not saying you win 6 like you at a team at a school for 5 years and you win 6, you go 6-6 every year. That's not what I'm saying about. I'm talking about 10-2, 8-4, 9-3, and then you get a 6-6 season in there, and then you get a 7 and you see what I'm saying? But as long as you get that 6 worst season, then you might. And again, I said you'll probably be okay. Now I didn't say that you're for sure safe. There's no guarantee. But I'm saying if your worst case scenario, you look at a guy like now obviously this is different, but it's a similar concept to Mike Tomlin. He hasn't really had in recent years 10-win seasons, but he's never had a losing season. And that is what is kind of keeping his job in these later years, because he went 7-6 or whatever. He was 1 game up last year and the year before they made it 17 when it was 16 games. He went 8.
Yeah, he went 9-8.
Yeah, 9-8. Yeah. But I'm saying because of that, that's kind of keeping his security a little bit because he's already established winning.
But
coach.
find us that number to the coach is 8, not 6.
9-8. Yeah.
Coach is what?
To keep it for an SEC coach to keep the job with the exclusion belt, and no offense, maybe is 8 wins. If they can consistently have 8 wins every single season, they're safe for at least 5 seasons. If they put up 2 seasons in a row with 6, they're gone.
You think a coach is safe at 8 wins 5 years in a row? Eventually, I would say by year 3 or 4 that he might be in trouble if he doesn't win 10.
No,
yeah, but
no,
at that point,
I don't know about that. I agree with Mitch. I wasn't saying 6 games, 5 years is safe. I was saying if you have a coach if you have a coach that has a 6-year career with a team, let's say out of 6, 2 of them he wins 10 games, 2 seasons he wins 9 or 8, and let's say 1 season he has a 6-win season in there, or 6-6.
But here's the thing, fine.
I think hey, that's a bad stint with that team.
I agree what you're saying, but after the 6-win season, if that 6-win season is the last one, he is on the hot seat for the next season. 6-win season puts you in the hot seat. So if he comes back after 6-win, or it's a what have you done lately for me league, right? If he follows up with another 6-win season or a 7-win season, then I'm thinking that he is going to get fired. You can't put up 2 6-wins.
When you have the 6-win season does matter, but
Mark,
it also depends. It depends.
Mark, what was Florida's record last year?
6. Well, through the regular season, went 6-6, and they lost the bowl game 6-7.
Okay, so Billy Napier will be fired this year if he does not get over a 7-win season.
Correct, because they're not they might win 4 games, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he'll get
the same token, they might not fire him because he has a top 5 recruit recruiting class. That might save his ass for one more year.
Man, you
Damn.
sound like the Terminator.
Go, bro. But we understood you, Mark. Does have a top 5. I agree. If the top 5 might get him one more year. It might get him one more year. He puts up a 6-win. There will be. I will not be surprised if he gets fired after this year. I would almost expect him to get fired after this year if he has a 6-1 season, especially at Florida.
I think if it's on the all I'm saying, my main thing is if you're on the fence and you win a bowl game, I think you might get extended just out of due grace, is basically saying. Let's say the same scenario you're talking about. He might make if you go 6-6, you go to a bowl game, let's say you win the bowl game, you might get a grace of one more year. Like, okay, let's see what you do this year. Because you went to a bowl game, which is a bowl game is a big deal. Again, because of the playoffs, it doesn't seem like it's really. I'm telling you, a bowl game is a big deal. Like they'll have banners everywhere at the university just for going to a bowl, not going, but for winning the bowl game. It is a big deal. And I'm saying I've seen the fruits of labors from going to, even though there were small bowls, like Liberty Bowl, the Texas Bowl, whatever, they were big deals. So if you can go to a bowl, win it, it might say, and I'm saying it might. Again, I agree with what you're saying. If you only win 6 games, whatever, there's not gonna be any stability. They expect greatness in the SEC. But I'm just saying it might give you some saving grace or an extension on the judgment that they're gonna maybe cut you fired.
Yeah, I mean, if Billy Napier goes to, because Florida's the perfect example for this, right? Because it's a tip viewed as an elite program, right? And they go, what Mark 7 lost the bowl? He said they lost the bowl. I can't remember what he said.
Yeah, they lost.
So that was his saving. So he didn't win the bowl game. And it's not fair to the coaches really, because what you get your own players by like year 3 or year 4 is really when who you recruited is coming in and actually playing, as opposed to the. So I mean that probably changes things with the transfer portal, but yeah, I would say that I'd say Florida's, the Georgias, whether or not Tennessee's in that conversation or not, we put ourselves in that conversation, right? Because we fire coaches after 2 years. So Tennessee, Florida, Alabama. Alabama did the same thing to, I can't remember who that was before Saban got fired. All those schools that they don't put up with 6-win seasons. It's just you get one. I mean, Auburn, for example, Gus Malzahn put up 9-win seasons yearly, and they were wanting him fired. He was beating Alabama once every other year, and while Alabama was at the peak of Alabama, right? So, that's not. They expect championships. They expect SEC championships, college playoff appearances. Like that's what they expect, whether right, wrong, or indifferent. It's just the expectations of the SEC.
Yeah, but how'd that work out for him? Not too good, huh?
Yeah, exactly. That I'm glad I'm glad that that's happening to Auburn right now. They deserve all of the medicine they're getting right now because Gus Malzahn was a good coach. They think that Auburn has this strange addiction or whatever you want to call it. They have this strange mental disorder where they think that they should be Alabama, and that's their problem. Is that university, that fan base, that school as a whole thinks that they should be Alabama and that they are Alabama, and they're just never will be Alabama, and it causes them to fire good coaches, which they've shown time and time again. So I'm glad that they're going through this shit.
Tell you, bro, Mizzou's going 9-3. That's all I'm saying. All right, Mitch, lay it on me. Pause.
Wear your glasses, bro.
Told you they're on campus. I was on campus.
Podcast, damn.
Bro, no, they're not leaving the office. I was in the office all day today.
You're tripping.
8:30 to 5:30.
All right. So black holes,
Talk to me.
they suck in objects, right? And then it goes behind the event horizon, and then the objects disappear, and we don't know what the event horizon is, right? We don't know what happens after the event horizon, correct?
Correct.
Why? How do we know that black holes are actually sucking in those objects? Because we've never seen them, right? Because once it gets close to the event horizon, right, the time dilation or the time between that is so great that it's almost infinite, right? Because we can't see things cross. So how do we know that things are actually crossing that if we can't see it?
Well, we can see that it's going into the black hole. Like whenever a black hole pretty much eats us, we call it, I guess, eating. Whenever a black hole eats a star, we see it demolish the star. We see the star being funneled and pulled into the black hole. It's just once it gets inside, we don't know exact. We have a good idea theoretically what's happening, but we, like you said, we don't know exactly what's going on, but we can see it.
Can't see it go in, right? We can only see it get pulled, right?
You can't see it what now?
Actually see it go inside though. We can see it get pulled, that it's getting pulled, but like we can't see it crossing. Time dilation, right? It's pretty much infinite at the event horizon.
Not necessarily, because the time is what's it called? The time's relative. So maybe if you're at the event horizon, you could argue that the time is infinite, which I would probably push back or question the math behind that. I don't think it's necessarily infinite, but also it's going to depend on the mass of this black hole. But if you're an observer from however far away and you're observing a star being pulled in by the black hole, you can observe it. Basically, it depends what you mean by going in. Like you can, if you have something that is bright like a star, or you're able to see a star or something like bright, you have a black hole and you see that it's being funneled into the black hole, you can see a particle. Let's not say a particle. You can see a piece of the star that is lit getting pulled in, and then it's gone. That's it going into the event horizon, because it's there and you know it's going towards the black hole. You see the black hole's pulling it, destroying the star. It's there and then it's gone. That's the point at which it's right before it gets to, and then when it crosses in, we no longer see the light.
Interesting.
The time dilation itself is relative to the black hole. Like the for example, I know you've seen Interstellar, right?
Yeah.
You know, when they go to that planet that's right by the black hole, and down there every minute that goes by is like 27 years or however long it was to the guy that stayed in the ship, right?
Yeah.
The guy that stayed in the ship, remember that time dilation that was crazy? That was to the people on the planet, it was, you know, it was regular time to them. To the guy in the ship, it's regular time to him, because he's in his reference frame. The word time dilation really affects the observer is when you're in a separate reference frame.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
Kind of. Well, yes, I get that. I get the time dilation, but I thought that we. So is it a possibility that the black hole is not this spherical thing where there's the event horizon, then things actually cross into it, and then whatever happens behind there happens, and we have theories? Is it possible that the black hole is just a mass of gravity that just shreds things apart, and there's no crossing it because it's just so much gravity? So it's not like a planet where you would go in through the atmosphere and then land on the rocky thing, where it's just more of just a big massive gravity that doesn't have something that you cross into. It just shreds everything that it's near.
Actually, it's both, because how do I? So you're right on both. That all a black hole is just a shit ton of gravity in a specific point. And the cool thing about black holes is that you have this massive amount of, basically, if you take something and you compress it down to an infinitely small point, that's a black hole. It's something that has collapsed under its own weight, and it has shrunk down to basically an infinitely small and infinitely dense object that it makes it so massive. So because of that, it creates a singularity. And that's like those graphs you might have seen where it shows like the space-time continuum. And it's like coming down to the point, and that's where the singularity is down here. That's what's warped. It warps the space-time continuum because you have the plane. That's why if you're kind of circling the space-time continuum on top around the edge, that's why the time is warped, because you're literally on this path of warped space and time. That's the physical parameter of the time dilation. It's an actual physical thing because the space-time continuum is being bent. Now, the reason why we have this so-called coming into is because when the event horizon is being pulled down, the singularity is being pulled down, there is this horizon at which when you cross it, you're falling into the tunnel of the warp space-time continuum. You can't come out. So it's not necessarily like you said, like an atmosphere that you just kind of breach in. It's not like a force field that you breach and you go inside. It's more, there's just, imagine like a well or like a hole in the ground, and it's just like a funnel. Once you get past this steep incline, you can't come back out. You fall into it. It's just that it's the gravity is so heavy, light can escape once you get past this point. So it looks like just a black void of nothingness at the surface because light's not coming back up, if that makes sense.
So then what's the theories about whether or not that you can actually cross that event horizon? Or is there theories that it's actually possible to cross through? Like
to cross without dying?
Yeah, and not get shredded.
I don't think there is. Theoretically, what happens is when you cross it, you basically get compressed into, you die instantaneously because you're talking about so much like imagine the gravity we have on Earth is to us it's imagine one Earth gravity. So when you somebody experience 5 G's of acceleration, it's 5 times the gravity of Earth, right? Heavy. That means you would weigh 5 times more than what you weigh right now. You can feel that in an instant through like acceleration or roller coasters, yada yada yada. Well, the amount, imagine if you were somewhere where the gravity was 10x, you wouldn't be able to stand up, let alone survive that for very long. Like the structure of your bones would be compromised. Now you're talking about a black hole, you're talking about a cajillion times X of Earth's gravity. So the moment you decide to, like, if you stuck your hand, let's say you could stick your hand across it, right? I mean, the moment your fingers cross, they're crushed to an infinitely small point because of the gravity.
But out there that you could cross it, though.
You said what?
There are respected theories out there that you could cross it, right?
Respected? I don't know about respected. There are theories, but I don't think they're respected in the astronomical community, to be honest. I'd have to read them myself. But I'm trying to think, to me, there's no logical type of technology we have currently that could even fathom surviving that amount of pressure and gravity. Like the Earth itself wouldn't be able to withstand the gravity of a black hole. So I don't understand how we could possibly build something that's stronger than the Earth itself. You could take all the diamond in the world, the hardest substance we could possibly, all the diamond in the world, that shit is being crushed like a pumpkin on Halloween.
Yeah.
It's like Play-Doh. If you throw a diamond across the shit, just gone. Eat meat just like that.
Yeah.
Ton of gravity.
So what helps if you could stick something in there, right? Let's say you could get a probe in there, right? And they gave you all data, right? And I say y'all as in like astronomers, whatever that data would be. What questions would that answer? Does that change everything in the universe? And why?
So here, that's a good question. It's kind of loaded because if we could get a probe into am I ignoring the probe itself and you're talking about just the data? Because just the fact probe into
get data from whatever is inside and get it out and get whatever.
It would probably, I don't know if it would change anything, but it would give us a lot of insight probably on Higgs bosons, which are the part of gravity particles. That's the name of a particle of gravity. It's a Higgs boson. It'd give us more insight into that. And it'd probably give us more insight into energy because black holes, they actually emit energy. Like they are even though they destroy and basically suck up everything, they are an energy source. You know what I'm saying? So it'd probably give us a lot of insight, not only to that, but it'd probably give us a lot of insight into light. Because outside of black holes, especially with astrophysics and astronomers, light is everything. Literally, the only reason why we know the stuff that we know that's in space is strictly because of light. Because obviously we can't go out there. Well, outside of our solar system, we can't go physically go to the sun, collect samples, and bring it back type shit. Like all we're literally doing is we know how light works. We can break down the light, and that light tells us what's going on. So what I study specifically, I'm literally just based 100% of my data on just light that comes to us from these stars. So light's everything. The one thing that light cannot escape or cannot the light's only weakness is black holes. Because we all know that light, the fastest thing in this universe is light. Nothing can go faster than the speed of light. Light is the key to life. The sunlight is what gives us life here on Earth. Light is everything. The one thing light cannot go up against is a black hole. So I think if we were able to get in there, not only would it give us about the energy, about how the gravitational fields and how gravity works in there, if we had like a probe that's able to measure things like that, but also light. Is it just dark? Is it high energy? Because law of conservation of energy, when it sucks up a star, that energy's got to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
What's going on with all the energy inside? If we could look down into the black, you know what I'm saying? It would probably give us a lot of insight into that kind of stuff, which would be super exciting. But yeah, that'd be pretty lit.
The way we build things, the way that as far as change the course of human history on our understanding on how gravity works, could we build things to manipulate gravity? Would it change processes of construction and engineering and all that stuff? Things outside of the astronomical community.
I think this is obviously just straight speculation. There's no science behind all this. This is essentially sci-fi at this point. But I think it could probably give rise to being able to manipulate gravity, because if it's just like how we manipulate light. We can make light bulbs with different colors. LEDs is the way we manipulate light because we understand how light particles work. If we understand how gravitational particles work, we might be able to manipulate gravity, just like electricity. We understand how electrons work. We can manipulate stuff.
Because gravity is not grab gravity, and we can't test gravity because we don't have a strong enough source to test gravity from, right? Jupiter doesn't create enough gravity that we can go in and almost see the ripples of it. Well, we can that happen, but you know what I'm saying? You can't go in and conduct a scientific experiment on the particles of what gravity are, but you could possibly do that through a black hole because it's all so condensed, right?
Well, we kind of can already now, but yes, if we did with the black hole, if we were able to probe it, it would probably accelerate our learning of it. Because there's certain labs that are actually working on measuring and observing gravitational particles. It's just
Wait, so find it. Is the black hole, are black holes just the 3-dimensional representation of gravity? Is that what it is?
Essentially.
Because it's the only time that gravity is solid, right? Tangible.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or yeah. To put simply, yes, without getting stupid complicated.
Okay, so then the engineering feats, all that fun stuff. What
yes.
can we do?
Or if we can manipulate gravity, I mean, you talk about hovercrafts. We could probably figure out how to make things travel faster, because you could probably come up with some type of gravity propulsion system. So I mean, you're talking about get we won't ever be able to go faster than the speed of light because anything with a mass can't travel faster than something without a mass, just because of the simple equation of acceleration, or the E equals mc squared, mass, whatever. So if you have a mass, you can't exceed that constant. But anyway, getting closer to that, being able to travel dummy fast, we could probably figure out a new energy source, because I think, again, straight sci-fi, if you could probably probe it right and gravity works specific, if we find it works a specific way, we might be able to have or create something that has sustainable energy that runs off of gravity. That'd be limitless energy.
Interesting.
Potentially.
Yeah.
If we find out that, these gravity waves work very similar to solar, I'm saying, something like that. If we find a connection, because there's a lot of things in science that are very similar. They have very similar. So if we find out that, we found out gravity particle waves work like this. Well, turns out they're everywhere, because, everything that has mass has gravity. And we can tap in and harness that energy, because law of conservation of energy, gravity produces energy. Then we could potentially have a source of limitless energy just by using the Earth's own gravity as a source of energy. Something like that, maybe. You could take every country. That actually might end up being a double-edged sword, because then all these energy companies go out of business. Well, I guess you got to still make the infrastructure for it and do the maintenance on it. But you could bring third world countries out of being third world, not overnight, but with that type of energy, limitless. You set up an infrastructure and a grid, and as long as you maintain the grid, you're talking about energy forever for everybody. Something like that. That'd be pretty cool.
But even if we did get in the hypothetical scenario that we did get all that data, right, whether it be a probe or whatever, it would take hundreds of years for people to be able to decipher that, and generations of scientists to be able to grab that data and actually make sense of it.
I don't think it would take as long as we think, simply because the technology is advancing at an exponential rate. It's expanding. Instead of like a gradual rate, it's exponential.
Yeah.
Curve. So it's accelerating faster and faster and faster, because as technology gets more advanced, we use that technology to increase the speed of our advancement technology. So I don't think, it's hard to say, like, even now, without even having the probe, we're already studying gravitational particles on Earth. Like, it's not even like it's new or sci-fi anymore. Like, we found a Higgs boson. We have evidence of gravitational particles. We are studying it. So I think we could now, as far as like making an actual infrastructure of limitless energy, that probably would be hundreds of years. But I think to get the initial like technologies on actually using it, even on small levels, I don't think it would take but 100 years tops, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
so about
the way,
couple generations.
Yeah, especially the way, hell, even AI, the way they use AI now, you could damn near just feed AI this information and be like, what can we do with this? And it fucking lists off some ideas, and you got people that can probably figure this shit out.
Well, that's your Professor Strib question of the week.
That was thick. Oh. But you know what would really help with solving the Earth's problem of black holes and trying to better the advancement of human society? You know what would really help? You were muted, but you sound muted, but I read your lips, and you're right, sir.
My fault.
Final form supplements. Not only that, but we have our special creatine monohydrate. Now, we all know creatine is it's the most well-studied supplement on Earth, right? I've been taking creatine since 2014, since 2013, since high school, and I've taken it every day since, and I bear the fruits of its labor. Creatine, everybody knows about creatine. It's great for recovery, building muscle, losing fat, staying lean. Not only that, creatine has a lot of cognitive benefits in terms of brain power, focus, and brain just overall health. There are actually some studies that people are using creatine to help slow the effects of dementia and Alzheimer's in patients that are, older. But these are just studies. But I just want to say it does have cognitive benefits. Now, you guys can go get your creatine monohydrate at finalformsubs.com. That's SUPPS. Finalformsubs.com. Use promo code CoachDrip, all caps, no space. Get 10% off. to get not only your brain power, but get your body right at the same time. All it takes one scoop a day. Achieve your final form. Off the dome, bro. I only know script, cuz.
Pretty good. Boys, I got Taco Tuesday I got to go to.
Not a Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Unlimited tacos for $7.99, bro.
What? At Taco Bell?
No, across the street from me. It's a little local Mexican restaurant.
Mitch, you trying to meet us in Memphis, bro?
The fuck do I want to go to Memphis for?
See Ja Morant shoot up the gym. I mean, cross up the gym.
Oh, that's petty. Fathers.
You know how many stories I've heard of people walking out of that arena after a major game and them getting robbed?
Don't wear none.
They don't want to rob me because I ain't gonna have shit on me. So I'm just being serious. Like,
Better wear a shitty pair of shoes, Calvin. You can't be wearing no dunks down there.
I'm
take
gonna wear
your shoe.
dunks, but I ain't gonna bring like money with me. I mean, I'm gonna bring my card, but that's the only thing. So they want to take my debit card. Go ahead. That bitch gonna be canceled in about 5 minutes after it.
Bro, out of all the goddamn places that y'all can go and see a basketball game, y'all choosing Memphis this year? Like, y'all haven't seen the Knicks yet. You haven't gone to the Nets.
Well, look here, Mitch. That shit costs money.
Well,
That costs money. And right now, I don't have a plane ticket right now to go up there. But if you want to donate, bro, I appreciate you.
y'all plan one trip a year, though.
Two.
Get it straight.
What?
I didn't know y'all did too. I thought that it was.
We was just in Portland in March.
That's right. That was March.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to Memphis.
I want to hear y'all. I want to hear y'all's report on Memphis. I want to hear if it's as bad as everybody says it is.
I mean, bro, I've been to Memphis before. I mean,
yeah,
it ain't gonna be nothing new to me.
Bro, Memphis is like the third most dangerous city in America, bro.
That doesn't scare me, Mitch. I really don't care about that. Like you think you oh, you got the tag of third worst city in America? Oh, cool, bro. Put on your resume, damn it. Like,
you try to
what'd you say?
You try to stay downtown then?
How close to downtown? Do you want to stay downtown, Finis?
Fuck no. I've been looking at East Tennessee. I've been all the suburbs and shit.
In and out. You can't bring your car down there, bro. You need to Uber.
That is one thing that I am kind of skeptical about. If my shit get broken in, bro, I'm gonna be hot.
Yeah, don't bring your car down there, bro. They're doing that shit at like the hotels in fucking Memphis.
Bro, how the fuck am I supposed to get there, Mitch?
You got Uber, bro.
Over 10 hours?
You got to fly in. You fly in to Memphis, and then you
Uber.
Uber.
The whole point of Memphis is that it was close enough to drive.
Oh, that's a problem, bro. That's a problem. That car.
Bro, you know what we could do if you did want to fly in, and I can drive out there.
I might as well just drive to Nashville, and then we can just go from there and leave my car at the crib.
That means you would be passing Memphis, making an extra 3-hour trip to Nashville.
I'm saying, but that would still be cheaper than buying a plane ticket.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Finis, you got to start putting a value on your time, bro. That's your problem.
So I like driving. 10 hours is light to me.
I know, but
2 sets of 5 hours.
Not valuing your time, Finis.
Yeah. I would just rather drive because it also saves on a rental car. Because the original plan was we just gonna meet in Memphis, so that would save plane ticket and rental car because I have my car.
So both y'all's cars are gonna get broken into.
Bro, shut the hell up, Mitch. Don't put that on the air.
Bro, we're not even staying close to downtown.
I thought y'all wanted to get the full experience, bro. Y'all need to stay downtown.
Oh, you want me to get shot? That's the full experience?
What? Scared.
Bro, if I get shot, bro, I'm down for the count, bro. I'm skinny as fuck. That's gonna hurt me.
I got some stuff for that.
You said what?
If you get shot, I got some stuff for that.
What? Like what? Like what?
You'll recover.
The what?
Well, it depends where you get shot. If it's soft tissue, then I got some BCAs for you. If it's like bone stuff, I got some bone support for you.
You acting like you been through this before, my boy.
No, the body heals in specific ways. I got stuff that'll heal muscle tissue faster, and I got stuff that heals your bone faster. Or you fuck around, take both.
Or maybe you just don't get shot.
We ain't talking about pulling a hammy at the gym.
No, I'm talking about muscle tissue healing and period. It's amino acids, the building blocks of tissue. Come on now. That shit works in any case. You gotta go, bitch.
Yeah, let me get my Taco Tuesday, boys.
All right, then,
What do you want
Mitch.
to do?
Y'all
Deuces.
keeping it going?
Are we keeping it going, Calvin?
I mean, if you want to, well, what else you want to talk about? Because I'm just getting off of work and I'm still working low key.
I got time. We can end it off. We can sign off.
All right.
I'm gonna send you a list of the hotels I found. They straight.
All right, man. Yeah.
All right.
Wait, I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna look for some. No, you're gonna find the sketchiest or the most expensive hotel you can possibly find.
No, I'm saying I'm gonna do the sign off.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
You think I can get it right on the first try?
Let's see. It's harder than it looks.
Well, gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Guardians of the 615. Be sure to follow us on all our social media pages at IV Talks, the YouTube pages, IV Gaming, at the whatever other fucking social media finest. Be sure to go to finalformsubs.com. That's finalformsupps.com. And for 10% off, use code STRIP. Thank you for another episode of the Guardians of 615. Catch you next time.
I'm gonna chase my dream.